the human population on a global as well as national, regional, and individual scale. These mind control operations include biological operations, including the use of apparent biowarfare mind control agents in the covert global aerosol spraying program, chemtrails, and through electromagnetic operations, including HARP mind control weapons applications. These constitute war crimes, crimes against humanity, and genocide under the Geneva Conventions and the Rome Statute of the International Criminal Court. Number 23, mind control, biological operations, and covert global aerosol spraying, chemtrails. According to one source, quote, the term mind control has been applied to any tactic, psychological or otherwise, which can be seen as subverting an individual's sense of control over their own thinking, behavior, emotions, or decision-making. By this definition, a powerful global covert mind control program is being carried out against the global, national, and regional populations, as well as individuals, through the biological operations of covert global aerosol spraying, chemtrails. The sprayed aerosols, chemtrails, contain the following amounts of toxic chemicals. The effect of these toxic chemicals on the mental, psychological, and emotional functioning of the target population is to, quote, subvert the individual's sense of control over their own thinking, behavior, emotions, or decision-making, end of quote. Slide 24, HARP and mind control. 2010 air particulates, antimony, arsenic, iron, and manganese. These figures indicate how many times these toxic elements are over the allowable toxic limit. Aluminum, 15.8, antimony, 63.3, arsenic, 418, barium, 5.3, cadmium, 6, chromium, 6.4, copper, 9, iron, 43.5, lead, 15.7, manganese, 513.8, nickel, 10.7, zinc, 7.5. These toxic substances, in turn, lead to and subvert the individual's sense of control over their own thinking, behavior, emotions, or decision-making, and constitute the fundament of HARP mind control, biological operations, and covert aerosol spraying. Slide 25. Global aerosol spraying has transformed the atmosphere that our human population breathes into a plasma. Breathing this plasma with the above toxic concentration of chemicals has been shown to lead to the following behavioral abnormalities that, quote, subvert the individual's sense of control over their own thinking, behavior, emotions, or decision-making, end of quote, and hence can be considered a mind control program. Now, I'm going to quote from a colleague of mine who's a presenter at this conference, Dr. Ilya Sandra Perlingeri. The following mind control impacts of aerosol spraying, chemtrails, are drawn from Dr. Ilya Sandra Perlingeri's preliminary report of February 3rd, 2011, to the Board of Advisors of the Carnicom Institute on the impacts of the covert aerosol spraying program as a biowarfare program. The mind control impacts of manganese aerosol spraying chemtrails are: number 1, hallucinations, forgetfulness, schizophrenia, dullness, headaches, insomnia, languor, sleepiness, weakness, emotional disturbances. And Dr. Perlingeri says, how many people who have caused public disturbances and or have behavioral outbursts are actually suffering from environmental chemical injury due to poisoning from heavy metals or other toxic chemicals, but are being treated like criminals? End of quote. Slide 26. Cognitive impairment and brain damage. Quote, it is well known that aluminum causes cognitive impairment and brain damage. It takes years for this damage to become evident. During that time, it works its slow but insidious destruction on the brain. But even in the beginning, muddled thinking is noticeable. Why are so many people acting odd? Many more people appear to have a very short fuse. Quote again, why do our children have an epidemic of autism, ADD, ADHD? Why are so many of our young children on long-term prescription drugs for behavioral cognitive troubles? Why are millions of adults on years of antidepressant drugs? I bring this to the attention of the U.S. presidential candidate for the Peace and Freedom Party in the audience, Roseanne, whom I have listened to on her announcement and read her platform. And this is a matter that she can bring to the attention of the U.S. and world public on the platform that she now has as a presidential candidate. Thank you. Slide number 27. For other impacts, attention, forgetfulness, short-term memory, impatience. 4 things are very obvious. This is again Dr. Perlingeri and her report to the Board of Advisors of the Carnicom Institute. Number 1, human attention has dropped dramatically. Number 2, people are very forgetful. Number 3, short-term memory has been affected. Number 4, far too many people are impatient and have very short fuses. For many people, thinking and thought processes are very difficult issues to contemplate and even discuss. No one wants to be told that he is not thinking clearly. Even if there are scientific data to support this, it is a concept that goes right to the very heart of who we think we are. It is not you. It is the result of what is being done to all of us. However, it is easier to attack the messenger than comprehend the enormity of military government involvement, especially since nothing is reported by mainstream controlled news. It is easier to dismiss valid information or be on the defensive rather than take personal responsibility for critical issues that already are detrimentally affecting our lives. Slide number 28. HAARP and mind control. HAARP chemtrails engendered mood and mind control are supplemented for targeted applications via mind control software operated through Gwen towers, police antennas, cell phone towers, cell phones, computers, and other personal electrical devices. Slide number 29. Where are the chemtrail aircraft based, let alone the remote controlled UFOs? That might be Area 51, we don't know. Edwards Air Force Base, Point M Naval Air Station. That's where the UH-1H helicopters are based. Nellis Air Force Base, Tucker Air Force Base, Plattsburgh Air Force Base, Andrews Air Force Base, Hickam Air Force